Warning, the podcast you're about to hear has a unique conservative perspective and may be politically incorrect, containing some controversy in its message. This episode may speak out against liberalism, socialism, the dark state, and religious organizations. It is possible that evil in politics, education, law, society, and religion will be discussed and exposed. However, we believe this podcast adds truth and value to a mature, disenfranchised audience who may be tired of apostate religions and wicked world systems. Listeners who are easily offended, overly sensitive, or have progressive leanings sympathetic to the topics we expose should be forewarned not to listen any further. We thank both those who choose to listen as well as those who choose not to listen. You've been warned.
Well, it sure
and now,
does, doesn't it,
let
Mr.
us get on with the show.
It certainly does.
I don't think we have listeners that are easily offended.
I would hope not.
I don't know why they would land here if they are.
I know. Because if something offends me, I wouldn't be listening to it.
I wouldn't. That's why I don't watch Don Lemon on CNN.
Oh, yeah, he's very offensive.
Or The View. Or Rachel Maddow. Or a host of other things. Because they offend my soul.
Yes.
You know why? Because they're stupid. Stupid.
Because they have opposing views.
They have opposing views that are
ours.
from the devil. They're stupid. Anyway, welcome to Freedom Friday. I don't even know what today's date is.
Well, today's date is March 1st, 2019.
Do you know in 10 days we are going to spring forward in time?
It's hard to imagine, huh?
It is hard to imagine because I know that the vast majority of the United States is still buried under snow.
Yeah.
And apparently we're expecting the model show, another snowstorm coming in this next week. I guess 48 states will have snow.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really not over. This is what you call a grand solar minimum. It's a real thing, not making it up. The sun goes through cycles, and they go through 11-year cycles or minimum cycles. This is a grand solar minimum cycle. It's the big boy.
Big.
Yeah, and so it's going to continue to get cooler, colder, weird weather patterns, more floods and snow and rains and things like that. It's not getting warmer in general. These are all, whatever, the lies they want to tell. But we definitely, the planet physically, as well as spiritually, but definitely physically going through major changes.
Yep.
Happening right in front of us. I, on the other hand, do not change because, well, I'm just,
You're
amazing.
just that way, yeah.
I'm just kind of an amazing guy. Right, Mr. Powell?
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
So before we get started, I want to remind everybody that the song "Why Don't You Look Into Jesus," written by the late great Larry Norman and recovered by the current Mesquite Cafe Blues Band Project, will be released the 16th of March. So it'll be daylight saving time already. I mean, standard time. You'll spring forward. You'll feel good in your spirit, and you'll want to listen to this. You'll want to buy it and listen to it. Put it on your phone, and you'll want to bebop all night long.
Bebop.
Yep. And the second the video of it comes out on Facebook, Mesquite Cafe Facebook, Fifth Hook Media Facebook. But if, like I said before, if you hunt around, you can find it on the YouTube channels of Fifth Hook Media and also Mesquite Cafe and the fifthhookmedia.com websites. You can find it and get a sneak preview and then go, wow, I am so blessed.
And if you have trouble finding it, just let us know and we'll help you.
Yeah, we're glad to help you. Okay, Ms. KAPOW, as a woman, right? And I even know this as a man, but as a woman, you'd really know this, that if you were pregnant and about to give birth to the baby, and your body naturally produces milk.
Yeah.
You lactate, right?
Better known as breast milk.
Breast milk, right? Breast milk is for babies because we all know, well, it's a natural thing. So
Yeah, 'cause
if
it's
God
supposed
created
to help
it,
the babies with infections, it gives them the best nutrition.
it also builds up their immune system, doesn't it?
Yep.
I mean, it's good stuff. That's
Yep.
why God created it like that. God created the body like that, created the system like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a closed system, right? God created it. We are creationists, enclosed creationists in an enclosed system. God knew what he was doing.
Yep.
Now, Lucy Looser and his trainee buddies, they're all about confusion and filth and everything else with it to destroy the human because he hates the human.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have an article here on Fox News, and I do not know who these women are.
They're actresses.
They're actresses, apparently, on a show that's called The Real.
They used to, back in the day, I don't know if it was I think it was the 80s maybe. They did Sister Sister.
Oh.
They were young girls then.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
okay.
They're actresses.
Okay.
TV sitcom.
Okay. Sister. I never saw that either, but I do recognize the name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, apparently one of them is a host, Tamara Mowry.
Mm-hmm.
She's a host of The Real, and the headline says that she drank her twin sister's, her name is Tia. She drank her twin sister's breast milk
Okay.
for healing properties. This isn't right.
No, it's not.
This is wrong. You know, adults were designed for this kind of nonsense. This is filth.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
perversion.
it is, and it's like everything else the Satanists do. They just whittle away at people's moral consciousness and what's acceptable. They're telling you what to believe. They're telling you what's right and what's wrong. They're telling you to, vaccinate your kids and vaccinate yourself. And they're telling you to believe in global warming. They're telling you there's a Tesla floating around outer space, around Mars. You know what I mean?
I know.
Constantly, with the advent, especially of media, of television, and of media, and now, of course, on the digital age, with the internet and all our smart applications, we have totally sold out to the propaganda machine. And it really takes some effort. It really does, to constantly look through the BS and find the truth. The problem is a lot of times is, either you're so used to the BS, you just believe it, or like me, a lot of times I go, come on, Paul, I suspect everything. I'm suspicious of everything. So, it could be like a legitimate deal or something, but I'm like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. What's behind it? So I don't trust companies. I don't trust what the book of Revelation calls the merchants.
Right.
And that's our central banking system. These are the people who dictate to the companies. America itself is a corporation. Mm-hmm. You are an asset of that corporation as soon as you're born. You get an asset number, social security number. I think now you probably get your DNA taken. And you become an asset of the corporation. You're expected to work and slave within that corporation for the rest of your life, and then you'll live your little life, and they'll give you bread and circuses to keep you occupied, and then you'll die a miserable death. And then, of course, you never, ever think about the spirituality or your eternal life.
Mm-mm.
And that's what it's designed to do, folks. You know, do you think Satan needs money? You think Satan really, his whole deal of setting this up is because he wants to be rich? He's not part of this. It's all an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
The goal is to keep you from God.
That's right. That's the ultimate goal.
That's the goal. So we're going to talk. The story is about that. It's about that. So Tamara Mowry Housley, she looked to her twin sister Tia Mowry Hardrecht for a helping hand after she fell ill recently. So I guess she didn't get her flu shot. Because had she had her flu shot, she wouldn't have got sick, right? Because the flu shot's supposed to prevent you from getting sick, correct? Mm-hmm. So nobody who had the flu shot should ever get sick. Otherwise, why take the flu shot? Huh?
Exactly.
Okay. Tia wrote on Instagram, see, she's on Instagram, that she sent her sister some breast milk after she read an article. So she read an article, so it has to be true.
Yeah, plus it wasn't her sister.
No. She read an article that said it has healing properties.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. The sister star, who gave birth in May, so she has a little kid, shared a video of her twin raving about the breast milk. Wow. Quote, so my sister is desperate for some healing, Tia wrote. She's sicky poo, and I sent her an article on how breast milk has healing properties. And she was okay with drinking my breast milk. P.S. She's had some before, and I mean, she's my twin. Here's what she had to say. Are you serious? Wow. So anyway, I guess there's a video, and it shows Tamara holding a mug of breast milk, calling it amazing. This is not right.
No, it's not.
It's not natural. It's not right. It's not natural. Just like same-sex relationships are not natural. Just like people who deny their gender and they think there's some other gender or no gender at all. It's not natural. Mm-hmm. See, anything to get you away from the natural theology, like Romans. Paul talks about the natural theology that just looking at nature itself reveals the Godhead. It points to God so that humans have no excuse. But if Lucy Loser can keep people from looking at the nature, and if he can distort nature, then he distorts the human ability to find salvation.
That's right.
Out of the prison planet that we're stuck in because of the fall. That's the bottom line. So this chick says, oh my gosh, Tia, this is amazing. Your breast milk is the best milk I've ever tried in my life. Oh my God. Does
that mean she's tried other kind of milk? Other people's breast milk?
You know, I guess it's not a big deal when people like this have to, you know, in order to sell out to Satan, they have to drink poop and blood. And, you know.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
she's like, hey, this ain't bad. You know, it's better than, drinking Harvey Weinstein's pee. Yeah.
Nasty.
Actress Jackie Hari, who played Tia's adoptive mother on Sister, commented on the post, and she said, y'all just take everything public, huh? In other words, you ain't got no common sense, do you?
Yeah.
So she did comment and say, my sister was just trying to help, you know.
Yeah, don't be so hard on her.
Yeah. Tia found out I had strep, the flu, and pneumonia, and she stepped in. She sent me articles and everything on how her breast milk could help. In recent years, some male bodybuilders have turned to breast milk as a supplement. Today.com reported. However, experts have cautioned adults from drinking breast milk. Bottom line, I find that idea of adults using human breast milk for health benefits unsubstantiated by science. And this was said by Elisa Ziad, a dietitian nutritionist, on Today.com.
Wow.
Let's see. Another one, Dr. Sarah Steele of Queen Mary University of London said that human breast milk is not delivering the nutritional benefit it touts online. So here's the same people who are saying, don't believe anything. There's conspiracy theories online. Don't listen to these people. Get a vaccination. Get the mark of the beast. Get chipped. Get a tattoo, right? Mm-hmm. And the same people, I saw it online. I read an article online that said it was good for me, so I'm just going to do that. Yeah. Yeah, it is a big deal because it's satanic.
It is, yeah. I mean, I have a sister, and I wouldn't drink her breast milk.
No. That's just...
yeah, it's nasty.
Yeah, it's dumb. And you don't see that in nature. Mm-mm. You don't see that in nature. You don't see a puppy, a female dog that had puppies, then, another adult male dog than, suckling at the teat. Mm-mm. Or any other animal. It's not natural.
It's not.
Now, Ms. KAPOW, you and I know that way back when in the Garden of Eden, there was a certain incident that happened where the Lucy loser, in rebellion, he presented himself as a serpent. And he came to the woman and he said, has God said, seriously, has God said not to eat, the fruit of the trees here? And she says, no, we can eat of everything. I mean, just this particular one. He said you can't. Because the day we do, we'll die. Mm-hmm. And so the serpent says, really? That's what God said?
Surely you shall not die.
Surely.
God didn't mean that.
No. Come on. You know what it is? He knows that the day that you eat of this good-looking stuff, your eyes are going to be open and you're going to become gods like the rest of us. Mm-hmm. You don't want that. What's this whole die thing? What is die? We don't even know what that means. But we do know what it means to become like us because I am a bright, shiny little creature. So Eve bought the lie and she did it. Then Adam, he would die, okay. And so now here we are.
Yep.
Now, the lie has not changed from the beginning. It's always the same lie. And humans, for some reason, we have a hard time looking at history and realizing that humans die 100% of the time. I mean, there's not even odds there.
No.
I mean, you can't even, they all die. They all have died. We're going to die. We're all going to die. One way or another, death is in this world. You're going to die. And I know, the whole rapture thing and everything, that's a separate subject. We're going to die. Everybody's going to die, right? Mm-hmm. The world's going to die. But don't want to believe that. So the whole quest is for immortality, and it always has been.
Yeah.
But it'll never happen because God said, if you eat of this tree, you're going to die. That's all he needed to say. It's not a matter of unless you find another way or you can do this
or drink
and do
breast
that.
milk.
Or drink breast milk, yeah. Exactly. It's not going to happen. So this is from The Guardian. Is Silicon Valley, is their quest for immortality a fate worse than death? I would say yes. Mm-hmm. Because they're so afraid of dying. And look at Lucy has given them billions of dollars. Billions. Mm-hmm. They got this whole life set up and they got billions of dollars and all this success. They control everything. Yet they know it's going to end. And they can't take anything with them. That has got to be torture.
Yeah.
And every day they get older and older. Every day. And the law of thermodynamics just keeps marching on. The law of God that said if you do this, you're going to die. The day you do it, you're going to die. You will enter a realm of death. So funded by elites, researchers believe they're closer than ever to tweaking the human body so we can live forever. Yes. Now we know that they, they drink young blood, or they bathe in it. They do all kinds of weird stuff. So let's look at some of this stuff. This article says China's first emperor ordered his subjects to search for the elixir of life. See, even way back then.
The fountain of youth, right?
Yep. Fountain of youth. Quest for immortality. In 16th century France, nobles would drink gold to try to get immortality. Gilgamesh, the Sumerian king, at the heart of humanity's earliest epic poem, found a magic herb. But guess what? A snake ate it.
Typical, right?
Interesting. A serpent ate your elixir. In 2015, a woman on the MTV series True Life, I'm obsessed with staying young, bathed in pig's blood. In 2019, the quest for everlasting life is largely through, but not always, more scientific. And you know what that means? Scientific just means occult, just means witchcraft. Mm-hmm. That's all it means. It's
because they want to manipulate
these
this.
people. Yeah, these people know nothing. Mm-mm. They are occultists. They're witches. They're warlocks. They're sorcerers. Yeah. Funded by Silicon Valley. You know, I say silicon because they're cons. Things are con. Silicon Valley elites. Researchers believe they're closer than ever. So we can live forever. And even some worry about the pseudoscience in the sector. Here we go, pseudoscience. Scientists and entrepreneurs are working on a range of techniques, from attempting to stop cells aging to the practice of injecting young blood into old people. Wow. A process denounced as quackery by the FDA. Oh, yeah, like they have a lot of room to talk.
Yeah.
As soon as they're able to tax it and make a lot of money on it, it's like, hey, this is just the best thing. We'll sell it at Walmart. You can get liters of young blood at Walmart on sale, blue light special. This is a quote. There's millions of people who won't see death if they choose. Really? That's from James Stroll. He's a director of Coalition of Radical Life Extension, and I'm sure he's not making a dime from it.
Oh, I know.
It's an organization which brings together scientists and enthusiasts interested in physical immortality. Now, he says at present our bodies are built to last. If you took perfect care of your body, 125 years. What a bunch of... Let me look around you. Do you see anybody even close to 125 years? Mm-mm. And what does it mean to take perfect care of your body? Not eat? Because everything you eat is chemically laced. Mm-hmm. Everything you drink is chemical. Everything you breathe.
I know.
Oh, I don't do any of that stuff. But you sit here and you got your Wi-Fi screaming into your side of your head, giving you a brain tumor. Mm-hmm. Come on. Right off the bat, it's a lie.
Yep.
So this guy, who knows, says if you took perfect care of your body, 125 years. The problem is that if someone did live to be 125, they're unlikely to remain spry in their final decades. Mm-hmm. That I agree with. Because who wants to live a long, long life if you're just decrepit and old and miserable and you can't walk and you can't think and you can't poop?
Yeah, and you're on life support.
Yeah, but I'm still alive. Mm. The only people who like that are the people who are afraid of the other side. So he says, who wants to live like that? So he says, we've increased lifespans a lot, but we haven't improved quality of lifespan. So there's a whole segment, Ms. KAPOW, of enthusiasts, and they're called super longevity. Mm-hmm. I'm a super longevity enthusiast.
And only billionaires have pumped money into this research.
Isn't that weird? You mean regular people like us haven't put a dime into it? I don't think it's for us. I don't think we're in this club.
They do experiments on us for their benefit. Yeah. But it's not. The findings are not going to be for us. That's for sure.
I don't think they want the KAPOWs living and doing shows like this. Yeah. Billionaires pump money into research. Aims to keep people fighting fit as they age. Google founders Sergey Brin and Larry Page have pumped millions into Calico. Now, that's a secretive health venture which aims to solve death. That's a pretty big aim.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you know Jeff Bezos, One-Eye Bezos. He's a billionaire. Peter Thiel.
Yep.
They back Unity Biotechnology. It hopes to combat the effects of aging. The idea of never dying might sound like something from science fiction, but they're really trying. Sierra Sciences is another company trying to cheat death. They here's what they do. They focus on treatments that can lengthen telomeres. I don't know what those are, but it says they're the caps at the end of each strand of DNA. Telomeres, if that's how you pronounce it, I don't know. Telomeres get shorter each time a cell copies itself. Ooh, like a death process, Jerry.
Mm-hmm.
Because our cells copy themselves throughout our lives, the telomeres eventually get very short and our cells cannot regenerate. We get old. Aha! If you can get the telomeres back to the normal state that they were when you were born, that could reduce your biological age back to 25. And that was said by this Stroll guy again, what a nut. He's a guy who says people could live to 125. Why that particular age? How would that get you back to that? You got a time machine?
Yeah.
He says you wouldn't be reversed back to a baby. You stop where maturity begins and ends. Huh. That's something?
Mm-hmm.
There's other companies called BioViva. They're committed to the cause. Oh, the CEO, Elizabeth Parrish, is so committed that she became one of the first humans to undergo telomere therapy in 2015. And she claimed a measurement of her telomeres showed they had grown younger by roughly 30 years since she received the treatment. Her body was reverse aging. I'd like to see this thing.
I know, right?
I want to make my opinion on looking at your wrinkly face.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll tell you if it's working or not.
Yeah.
Idiot. Can you imagine if it really did work? She wouldn't be writing. She wouldn't be like talking an article like this. She'd be like making billions and billions. Others already claimed they could prevent aging in animals. There's a Harvard professor.
Yeah, this is the part I don't like.
Yeah. He founded Rejuvenate Bio. He uses gene therapy to add anti-aging instructions to DNA. He's made mice live twice as long. And he's going to test dogs.
See? I don't like that.
Because you want a 50-year-old pooch. There was a discovery by Calico scientists in 2018 that, this is important, naked mole rats, which look exactly how they sound, except with bigger teeth, essentially do not age, fueled further excitement in the quest for immortality. Now, that's stupid. So how do naked mole rats then die if they don't age? They just one day go, I'm out of here? I'm telling you, this, you know what? I get the feeling like I'm reading a bunch of lies. Don't you?
Mm-hmm.
None of this stuff is true. Absolutely none of it is true. I'm not saying there's not companies that are doing this, but they know damn well it's not true.
Mm-mm.
This is all bread circuses. This is all people get hoping. It's just, instead of just going to the right way, you want eternal life? There's an easy way to get that.
But see, they're going through the back door.
Oh yeah, yeah. They don't want to go through, to the Creator God.
Mm-hmm. Very much like when they're talking about the telomeres cap is those free radicals. I'm not really sure how that works, but those are the bad cells that cause cancer and disease.
Yeah,
that's kind of what that sounds like.
Exactly. Anything you can to.
Well, this is basically the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life that God tells us to reject.
Yeah, and not be enamored with the things of the world. Mm-hmm. Why would you want to live here longer than you have to? And be enamored with all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. How about I take a short break and then I'm going to come back and talk about the robot god, an IA version of Buddhist deity.
Yuck.
And it preaches at a Japanese temple.
Oh,
and it sounds something like this. Konnichiwa! How many of you remember the story contained in the book of Acts, chapter 19, where there were 7 sons of Sceva, and they were trying to cast out a demon because they saw the Apostle Paul doing great miracles through God. So they tried to do the same thing. So they go up to this guy who's demon-possessed, and they say, "We adjure you by this Jesus whom Paul preaches to come out." Yeah. And guess what the evil spirit did? The evil spirit answered them and said to them, "Hey, I recognize Jesus and I know about Paul, but who are you?" And guess what? The man that had the demons jumped on him, beat the heck out of him, subdued him, overpowered him, and they literally fled out of the house naked and wounded. Wow. Guess why? Guess why? Because they did not go to Amazon.com and buy Demons in My Marriage Bed, a true story of spiritual warfare. The book is not about you being married or single. The book is about dealing with demonic forces, and you need to know how to do that today more than you ever have for your own life and for those around you. The book is a training manual, and there's training in there that will teach you how not to be the sons of Sceva and get beat up by demons. It will give you the tools for you to be recognized by them, because they'll know that you're exercising the authority that is given to you through Christ. You need to get this book. You know, Ms. KAPOW, I love that guy's voice. Where do we get that guy? What a professional.
I know. I don't know.
Just a consummate professional.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Give me a mic check, would you? I wanna
Check,
make sure
check,
I have you.
check.
Okay, I got you. Thank you. All right. Okay. Robot god, AI version of Buddhist deity to preach in Japanese temple who's like, oh, my kung fu. No, my karate better than your kung fu. Japanese
There you
karate,
go.
yeah. Okay. A Japanese robot has been created. Oh, my Lord. The Antichrist. The beast. Been created to preach the teachings of Buddha.
Buddha.
In colloquial language of the Kodaiji temple of the ancient city of Kyoto.
Oh, you did that well.
Oh, yeah. It's a humanoid robot, and it's modeled after Kannon Buddhavastafa, the Buddhist goddess of mercy. So I think we should all take a field trip there so we could just stare at the Buddhist goddess of mercy and ask it questions. Alexa, find me a pizza.
Oh, all of a sudden somebody says something to you.
Oh, yeah. She might look at me and go, Konnichiwa. The robot's name is Mindar, Mindar, Ms. KAPOW.
Huh.
What does that mean? Mindar, or is it Mindar?
Probably
or is
Mindar.
Mindar. Mindar.
Mindar.
Mindar. And it gave its first speech on the Heart Sutra, a key scripture in Buddhist teaching. Let's see. The robot offered a path to overcome all fear, destroy all wrong perceptions, and realize perfect nirvana. Wow, that's a pretty smart robot. As Minder gave its speech on the Heart Sutra and humanity, English and Chinese subtitles were projected on the wall as music played in the background. Probably kind of like music I play at the beginning of the show.
Now, according to the dictionary, Mindar, let's see here. Well, this is Minder, but it kind of has Minder, Mandar, blah, blah, blah. It says the faculty of a human or other animal by which it thinks, perceives, feels, remembers, or desires.
Ew, like artificial intelligence.
Yeah, studying the relation between the brain and, let's see what else it says here. between the brain and the mind.
Ah.
Something that has great mental ability.
Okay. So that makes sense. They name it Mindar, saying that it is alive, it has great ability, and it is the beast that has the power from the dragon and the false prophet, makes the beast animated, and it makes it to talk, and the whole world wonders and worships the beast. If you don't, you killed, man.
Killed.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. That's just the beginning. You know, you really, I mean, come on. Why would the world follow a human? Because they're all screwed up. They're going to follow either an alien deception thing, or follow this artificial intelligence stuff. Right?
That's right.
The chief steward of the temple in Kyoto's Higayashiyama ward, Kenso Kuto, during a news conference said, if an image of Buddha speaks, teachings of Buddhism will probably be easier to understand. If an image of Buddha speaks, teachings of Buddhism will probably be easier to understand. Wow. He also said, we want many people to come to see the robot to think about the essence of Buddhism. Yeah, another official connected to the temple said the robot would help people who usually have little connection with Buddhism to take an interest in the religion. So Mindar is only about 195 centimeters tall, weighs 60 kilograms, and it was constructed by a Tokyo-based A-Lab company. Mm. It's primarily made of aluminum with silicone. Yes. Japanese researchers have been developing robots to revolutionize labor within Japan.
Wow.
Yes. Let's see. Uses of the burgeoning technology, including teaching children, comforting the sick and aged. I know if I was sick, I would want a robot with artificial intelligence to comfort me. And also disposing of hazardous nuclear waste. So anyway.
Interesting.
It's teaching Buddha teaching.
That's nasty.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't even like the way it looks.
No. Mindar's creepy.
Yeah.
I think its first name is Mindy. It's Mindy Mindar.
Well, see, it's non-gender. Look at it. You can't tell if it's a
male or female. But it's based off of some goddess. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know this actor guy, this black actor who hoaxed his hate crime in Chicago because there's a bunch of Trump MAGA wearing hat racists running around Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they
lynched
him.
Or Juicy.
Yeah, Jussie.
Jussie.
And now he's he's in trouble because he be lying.
He be lying.
Well, apparently he's not the first one to be lying. They guess there's a whole list of these weirdos who like to lie.
Oh, they're like their father, right?
Yeah, they're just like their father, the devil. Yeah,
the devil.
Because the real world could care less. Come on, these people are trying to make. I gotta get it. I gotta get it out there. I'm being persecuted. Police have reportedly arrested a Jackson, Michigan transgender and gay rights activist for allegedly burning down his own home. His name is Nikki Jolie, and he organized a series of pro-LGBTQ ABC events and initiatives in the socially conservative town. And he's been arrested for intentionally setting fire to his own residence in 2017.
No, that's fraud.
Yeah, and what an idiot. 5 pets perished in the inferno.
That's sad.
What an idiot.
That's wrong.
The FBI investigated the incident as a hate crime, given that Jolie had allegedly received threats prior to the fire, which he threatened himself. He wrote his own letters and all this stuff. They're just lies. Everything's a lie. He was looking for further publicity to advance his cause. Mm-hmm. So you know what? He had the right motive, Ms. KAPOW.
Oh, for the love of pizza.
He had the right motives. His means were just bad, but he wanted to help people and advance the cause of awareness, and he didn't know how to do it because of the racists and the transphobias. So he burnt the liquor store down.
See?
The arrest was shocked. It had shocked locals on both sides of the LGBTQ ABCZ rights issue, especially in the wake of actor Jussie Smollett being accused of staging his own hate crime in order to promote his career. Why, Jussie? Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it, Just Man? Jolie, who's been celebrated in the local LGBTQ ABC. How many times are they going to use that acronym? My goodness.
I know,
I'm
right?
getting tired of saying it.
Until it gets into your little skull.
It gets into my brain. He's been celebrated in the community for... Now, you're going to like this one, Ms. KAPOW. He helped build a gay community center. And you're going to say, well, okay, well, how is that a big deal? How is that a big deal? He built a gay community center, blah, 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 blah. Well, the gay community center is located at the St. John's United Church of Christ.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
The St. John's United Church of Christ, which is the Greek name for Messiah, is where the gay community center is. We don't have a problem here. We don't have a problem. There's no problem. Nothing to see here, folks. He also organized a gay pride parade. He advocated for municipal ordinance forbidding discrimination based on sexual orientation. He was even named Citizen of the Year.
Oh, of course.
So they say it's embarrassing.
Why not erect a statue for him?
You know what? They should have a robot of this guy.
Even better.
And if he does his teachings, it's much better. They're going to have a robot of him and Jussie Smollett. Why'd you do it, Jussie? And they could be doing their lies. And, of course, you're going to believe the lie if it comes from a robot, an image. So this one person says, it's embarrassing. How do you do it to the community? You put so much effort into helping. This one homosexual asked. But police investigating the charge offered a positive motive. Here's a positive motive. Here's the twist. Are you ready? According to police report, there's two members of the St. John's United Church of Christ, where the gay community center is located. They believe that Jolie was anxious to generate more news about LGBTQ2 rights. There it is again. So
we're going to be tested on it.
That's like the fourth time. Barbara Shelton and Bobby James say Jolie, he was visibly disappointed that the 2017 Jackson Pride Parade and Festival did not generate more publicity, good or bad. So, according to the Metro News, this investigator who interrogated Shelton and James from the gay center, said the pair described Jolie as very deceptive and possessing layers of manipulation. So how is that a positive spin? The line says, but police investigating the charge offered a positive motive. Really? But then the 3 lines down it says the cop who talked to these yahoos said that this dude was very deceptive and he possesses layers of manipulation. Jolie had been married before the fire, and the two were the recipients of $58,000 in fundraising from supporters.
Wow, there it is. See, it's always about money, isn't it?
Yeah. It's just so sad. Jussie, why'd you do it? Why'd you lie? One more story. This is one of those awful rape stories. Just a horrible story. But the woman in the story is, at least reading about her, and of course the comments of people that know her, is just an incredible lady.
It really is. I don't know how.
Yeah, just an amazing lady. And this is local. This is from the Spectrum, St. George, Utah, right up the street from us. And That's why I say the comments, there's actual real people who know this lady. There was a man convicted of breaking into an elderly St. George woman's home and raping her last April. And he was sentenced to court Tuesday afternoon in a long emotional hearing during which the victim said she forgave him. The crook, the rapist, the Satanist, the demon-possessed man is named Spencer Glenn, I guess Monet. He's 32. And he pleaded guilty to object rape and burglary of a dwelling in January. He was also charged with forcible sex abuse and rape when he was arrested in August.
Okay.
Now check this out. So that means he keeps doing it, right? He's done it more than once. However, those charges were dismissed in January in light of a plea deal. So you got to love our criminal justice system with their attorneys. This guy's raping women. And basically, here's the deal. If you plead guilty to one of them, we'll drop the other one. And this is the same people, the same system.
It's so unjust, isn't it?
Yeah. That women's rights, and we got to do this, and the women sinners, and the women, and Rama. Well, what about this other one? What about this other one that was sexually assaulted? That, well, the charges are dropped on you. Well, he's pleading to this other one, so he's going to get. He should be taken out back and shot in the friggin' head. That's how you do it. That's how a society should do it. This guy should not exist in this society. It's a sick guy.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah.
Very,
He's sentenced to serve a minimum of 6 years. 6 years in Utah State Prison, though the Board of Pardons could require he serve his entire life. That ain't going to happen.
No.
That ain't going to happen because
no,
because he's a victim of his own victimness. So Judge Jeffrey C. Wilcox told the full courtroom he would recommend Monet to serve a minimum of 20 years in prison, though the Board of Pardons has the ultimate say. He says, I find that your actions represent a grave and substantial danger to the community. Thank you, Judge Wilcox. I hope they listen to you. Now, here's the victim here. Her name is Carla Brooks. And once again, normally, and this article explains it, normally you don't release the names of sexual assault victims, rape victims. But she wanted her name released, and she wanted her story out there because she's about helping other people. Carla Brooks, she was 79 at the time when this demon-possessed idiot broke into her home and raped her. And she addressed this guy before the court. Brooks described how Monet came into her room while she was sleeping, touched her shoulder to wake her up. Yeah, and then in court, she had asked Monet if he could remember all the things she could not forget. Here's what she says, quote, so I couldn't scream. You stuffed a rag in my mouth. With such force, you hurt the inside of my mouth. Holding onto my jaw, you twisted and twisted, and you were banging my head against the headboard and twisting. You put my head between the headboard and the nightstand. Now check out this statement here. She's 79 when this happened. She says, I fought like a tiger, but I ultimately lost.
That's sad.
I was burned and you walked away. I was 79 years old and I had to do a rape kit.
Can you imagine that it was your grandmother or your mom?
Yeah.
Golly gee.
Yeah. She described the feelings of despair, fear, and depression she has felt since the attack. She told him, I was never scared before you came into my home. You caused me to hurt. Not only did you cause me physical pain, but I experienced a new sense of danger, of harm and suffering. That night often still haunts me.
See, not only did he rape her, but he stole from her.
Yeah, just horrible. And though Brooks said she often struggles with these memories, she also emphasized her intention to move forward with love and compassion. She told this creep she forgave him and hoped he would get the treatment he needs to make a beautiful life for himself one day. Well, prison isn't about treatment. Prison doesn't rehabilitate people. It's a punishment system. he's being punished and he's taken away from society. He's not being rehabilitated. So, that doesn't happen. She says, I'm glad I couldn't see your face that night so I could look at you today with no fear and move forward from this day on. She told him, you will leave here today with many high hurdles in front of you. I hope you will work hard because I want you to do well. I hope you get the treatment you need to get rid of the darkness that drove you to come into my home. Wow. So members of her family also addressed the court during the hearing. They spoke of what type of person she is and how she's tried to help other victims of sexual assault and violence since her attack. She was described as a adventurous, strong, courageous, and a beautiful woman, a life well lived. And there was a GoFundMe crowdfunding campaign launched by one of her sons after the attack. And she said her goal was to donate the funds she received to organizations that help women recover from sexual abuse. The campaign raised more than $39,000. She said most of which, she said, has already been donated to organizations across the country. And anyway. Oh, Monet said his family, Monet and his family, the Crook and the Crook's family, told the court they too have donated to the GoFundMe page. Monet's contribution came from the sale of his personal items that it was taken into custody. This guy is just trying to get his sentence reduced.
Yeah, that's all.
That's all. While addressing the court, Brooks and Brooks' family, Monet, who had no prior criminal history, but yet he was caught. Another rape charge was dropped against him.
Yeah, see, so that's a lie right there.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. Explained that what led him to break into her home and violently assault her. And this is interesting. He said he has an addiction to pornography. And he's battled it since he was a preteen. He was in a dark place in his life financially and emotionally when he broke into Brooks' home. So now he's a victim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Poor guy.
See how they turned it around?
He has an addiction. It's a sickness now, see? Mm-hmm. He's addicted to pornography. It's not his fault. He was addicted. He was in a dark place financially, emotionally, and he made some mistakes.
Yep, he was coached by his attorney.
And so much so he even donated. He sold personal property when he was arrested, and he donated it to the GoFundMe. Really? Yeah, he's got some good attorneys, and I wonder why he doesn't have a criminal record. To me, it smacks of a family who's erased stuff for this guy. Mm-hmm. Well, see how I am? I'm suspicious. I don't believe it. I don't believe this.
No.
Yeah. He tells her, at that time, your fear and pain did not matter to me. My deeds were monstrous, and I redirected the course of my life. Really? I redirected the course of my life. That's why I didn't turn myself in, and that's why I find they had to catch me doing another one. Freaking liar.
They're all liars.
He says he wants to be treated for his addiction. See, he doesn't want to go to prison and get punished. He wants to go to mental health treatment. Mm-hmm. He has addiction, has other mental health issues, which he's been diagnosed, say. Mm-hmm. After he serves his sentence, he said he hopes to spread awareness to others. Yeah, I know how you're going to spread awareness. Mm-hmm. You're going to do it again and keep doing it again. Being arrested was a miracle for me. He said, I want you to know that I pray for your healing. And I could never apologize enough. Yeah, He's got an attorney who's telling him what to do.
Would they even give him a voice?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I know. He says he's sorry for everything he did. The judge says, Carla Brooks, you're a magnanimous person. On a personal level, I am sorry for what you have had to go through. Mr. Monet, I am sorry for you on a personal level. I believe what you've said. Though the Brooks family has expressed their forgiveness toward Monet, Wilcox said he still has a debt to pay to society. It's the court's job to make sure society is protected. Thank you, Judge. Jeez, finally somebody that, doing their job. Mm-hmm. Good night. Anyway, just a little irritating thing to leave you with.
Now have a good day.
Now have a good day as you chew on that. 79-year-old lady having a fight like a tiger, but she lost to some 30, whatever he is, 6-year-old
29
idiot.
No, 32.
Yeah, he's in his 30s, yeah. And I'm so sorry. I just had an addiction to porn. It's not my fault. I ate a Twinkie. And then the sugar, the insulin, and
It's the sugar.
Idiots. Idiotos. Okay. If you give them a good night, I'm going to play Why Don't You Look Into Jesus, because why don't you look into Jesus? Ah!
It's a great song. I like it.
You like?
I wonder who did it.
You did.
Ciao, babies.
Okay, good night.
Sipping whiskey from a paper cup. You drown your sorrows till you can't stand up. Take a look at what you've done to yourself. Why don't you put the bottle back on the shelf? Yellow finger from your cigarette. Your hands are shaking while your body sweats. Why don't you look into Jesus? He got the answer. Work all night, you sleep all day. You take your money, throw it all away. You say you're gonna be a superstar, but you never hung around enough to find out who you really are. Gonorrhea on Valentine's Day. You're still looking for the perfect day. You think rock and roll will set you free, honey? You'll be dead before you're 33. Shooting junk till you're half insane. A broken needle in your purple vein. Why don't you look into Jesus? He got the answer. He got the answer. Work all night, you sleep all day. You take your money, throw it all away. You say you're gonna be a superstar, but you never hung around enough to find out who you really are. He got the answer. Hey! Think back until you were a child. Your soul was free, your heart ran wild. Each day was different, life was a thrill. You knew tomorrow would be better still. Things have changed, you're much older now. If you're unhappy and you don't know how, why don't you look